In honor of Dad's 70th birthday, I will be delivering this video with a toothpick in my mouth, chewing ice, and wearing socks with sandals at the same time. 70 años, viejo, qué viejo que sos. Wow, happy birthday, Dad. 70 years, that's a big one. I don't even know, I got so many memories and just good things to say about our time together in the 39 years that I've been around of that 70. A lot of it goes back to the days in Elizabeth and our house there, and just memories of throwing the football in the backyard. You teaching me how to drive the Geo around the backyard. That was fun. A lot of great memories about Scouts and all the time we got to spend together during Boy Scouts. I mean, I look back at Boy Scouts and think about the stuff we did and the friends and the activities and all that was good. But the piece of that Boy Scout time that I spent that really sticks out as the most valuable piece of that was the time we got to spend together, because I have a lot of really good memories of you and I during those times and trips we went on and you being there. That was the biggest takeaway, I would say, from Boy Scouts, because it gave us a real opportunity to go amazing places and do amazing stuff, but to do it together and to really spend a lot of time together as father and son, which looking back was really valuable and helped, I think, shape me and our relationship and us. And I'm really grateful for those times back in Scouts at Peaceful Valley and playing Capture the Flag. I don't know if I just have a distinct memory of playing Capture the Flag at Peaceful Valley and like running and looking over and seeing you running next to me, and like, we were chasing somebody or going after the flag or whatever, but just free running in the woods and seeing, looking over, and there you were, and huge smiles on our faces and just free. And those are special times, those times. Boundary Waters, Peaceful Valley. I mean, we went on some pretty epic scouting adventures together, and I'll cherish those memories forever. Those times. Some things that I appreciate about you and my experience as your son was, first, I would say that you instilled in me very early on the travel bug and the desire to see the world and to go understand other people and other cultures and accept other people and cultures and be tolerant and be interested and curious. I mean, it was Akumal and going there as kids, and then it was Argentina eventually, which was, obviously, I've told you before, is an experience that shaped my life in a big way. Semester at sea, obviously, after that, and just countless trips we've taken all over the place. I mean, that is something that I cherish a lot and know was a really unique benefit to our family, and being able to grow up in our family, being able to travel as much as we did, and is something that I absolutely intend to and will pass on to my son. And I thank you and I thank Mom for that, and for the worldview that I think I have is in a big part thanks to you guys helping us go see it as kids, and that's just massive. You taught me how to love and care for a family also. Making these videos and interviewing people that know you and have known you and have known you for a long time, it's just a resounding theme of kindness and patience and love and caring for people, and that's something that is special and unique to you. And I've seen it my whole life on display of you being just a kind, gentle person, and just a nice person to other people, and treating people the right way, and loving your family and caring for your family and supporting your family. That's something I can only hope to embody the way you did when I have a family of my own. I also want to thank you for always being in my corner. I think back in life, and boy, a big piece of, I guess, what's been there the whole time that's allowed me to feel like I had the confidence and the ability to go do whatever I want to do, whether that's sports or traveling or college or work or real estate or whatever it is. There's always been a constant common theme in my life around all those things, and that's you having my back and supporting me 100% no matter what it was. And I don't know that I've ever really thought about that and acknowledged how big of a part that's played for me, but just knowing that my dad has been, is 100% behind me and supportive of me and has my back, it's just been amazing, and it's been a key piece of it, even though I may not have always consciously realized that was helping me move forward and have the confidence and have the ability to think I can do it and go get it. And I just love you for that, and I appreciate that so much. Just your unwavering support of me over the years, and it means a lot, more than you'll know, and it's something I hope to embody in my parenting of my future son here coming up. There's just a lot of really great things that you've shown me and taught me. Some of it's been taught and verbally communicated, but other parts of it have just been me watching you and really taking a step back to look at the way you were with me. And there's so many gems and bits of that I will absolutely take and apply to what I am as a dad, and how I love my family and care for my family and work to be able to give them opportunities. And that's really what it's all about. So I just want to thank you, Dad, for everything. I love you more than you know, and I appreciate all of the amazing times we've had and trips and family experiences and laughs that we've shared, and just again for the unwavering support of me as your son. I mean, you've just been there for me, in my corner, supporting me for 39 years, and I wouldn't be the person I am or the man I am today without that. And I just love you for it, and wish you a happy 70th birthday. Getting old, but still kicking, going strong, and here's to another, I don't know how many years, but a lot more of great times, and just can't wait for you to be a pop-up to my son. So cheers, Dad, love you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. It's been just amazing to get to interview all these people and just hear so many great words and thoughts about my dad. It's just very, very special to me to be able to do this for you, and cheers to 70. Love you.
I met JD when I was 15, 14 in high school, sophomore in high school. So however old I was in high school, I'll never forget that that evening at North High School down in Denver. It was a Monday night, and I met your dad there, and he had the biggest smile and just couldn't wait to help a young soul. so I've always looked at your dad as kind of like an outline of like not to panic or worry if life isn't kind of going a certain way. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of these things that he does, which I've kind of started to embody myself. Like when he really talks about someone, he really embodies and talks about that person in a very passionate, loving way. And I don't know, that's one of the perks that I like about him, about how he is very endearing. So
yeah. A huge lesson that I learned with JD during a significant time was like the day before we got married, and we were doing the rehearsal dinner at Wash Park. And there's just so much your brain is just everywhere in those moments, right? And there's people, and there's food, and there's nerves, and there's excitement, and there's stress, and there's just so much going on. And I just remember him pulling Aaron and I off to the side before we even like started the rehearsal in the park. I don't even recall exactly like, you know, verbatim what was said, but it was this energy and this essence of like, slow down, just be in this moment right now, and like just appreciate this beautiful love that you two have, and like forget everything else. I'm gonna cry. It's just so you know, when you're like 27 years old or 26 going on 27, it's not very easy maybe to do that sometimes, and I'm just so appreciative that he gave that to us and to someone that I love so dearly. And that not only did I share that with Aaron, but I shared that with you, JD. The three of us in that moment, it was just incredibly special. And I hate being crying.
That's okay.
So yeah, that's a huge lesson. Well, happy 70th birthday, JD. I just wish you all the best in this another kind of decade of life and another year of life, and really especially in this time period that we're in, and we're kind of getting the up and up. I hope to get to see both you and Marianne and spend some more quality time, as we've learned time is so precious. I mean, we know that, but it's really been reinforced, and I just really appreciate and admire you, and just feel so fortunate to have someone like you in my life. And yeah, I'm ready for more memories for sure.
Yep. Feliz cumpleaños. I am very, very grateful and appreciative for everything that you've done for me. And I know I've told you this many times, and you shrug your head and like I am where I am today because of you. I don't know if I didn't have you and Tanko and at North. I mean, I don't know where I would have been. I think I needed, a strong male guidance and very positive, warm male guidance at that time. And you were that person. And like I said, I'm grateful, and thank you for allowing me to continue to be a part of your life. I really want us to continue to, get closer, and hopefully one of these days when Michaela and I are ready to have a little baby, they'll have their Popo JD, their Grandpa JD, and happy birthday.
I think of him as a heart person who really wants to connect with people. Someone who wants to connect and help people. I see him as helpful, as sincere, an open person. Someone who really tries, who really puts in his all. Good. When I've had incredible hardships, and he's been someone that I've been able to turn to. I mean, he is the guy that I turn to when I'm in my darkest, most challenging moments, and he has always been there for me. I've seen him, grab the oars on a boat and take charge in a way that I've never seen him do. Outside of his comfort zone, as I know his comfort zone. And so that's been fun to see him in that context. I mean, I met him when I was in a really super challenging, to put it in a very mild way, a challenging time in my life. And really, I mean, without his support, I'm not sure where I'd be today. So really, I have tremendous gratitude for him. I mean, really for me in a way that, it's difficult for me to put into words in this context, but really, I mean, I love him with all my heart. Hey, JD, happy birthday, man. I wish you all the happiness and joy, and I'm so grateful to have you as a part of my life. I love you, man. I really love you, man. And I hope this day is a great one. And I only wish the best for you. I love you, brother.
To my recollection, I can't remember the exact date, And it was probably on a Warrior weekend down in Ebert, I believe. The trainings were in Ebert, that I met JD.
Yeah.
But we connected. I could feel his heart and his love. And we became friends. We sat in circles, both on the weekend and other places in the community. But ultimately, Mignon and I began connecting with JD and Marianne. So I love them dearly. My wife and I love them as a couple individually, and they love us right back. So, it feels like this is a long-lasting love relationship. Because they've been married a long time, and my wife and I have been married a long time. And there aren't that many couples our age that have endured, long-term marriage. Because, what the fuck? It's
Absolutely.
It's not easy.
It ain't easy.
Wow, JD. He's got that great face and that great smile.
Yeah.
His eyes sparkle. He's got that alive little boy inside him. And he's wicked smart. So, JD and both your mom and your dad have lovely hearts. They're lovely human beings. They're kind, they're generous, their hearts are in the right place. They do their work, they pay attention. They brought as conscious a way of parenting and now grandparenting. They're lovely human beings. They can only be lovely and loving grandparents. You're very lucky. JD is a man of logic. With great and deep emotion, he's a man of logic. He tends to make his decisions from the left side of his brain. And every once in a while, Marianne would catch him, or I would catch him and ask him, what's going on inside that heart? Because that isn't always the first place that he goes.
Yep.
At least it hasn't been the first place that he has gone to in the past. Now that he's an old fucker and a grandfather, it's a whole lot easier,
Yeah.
He's already paid his dues.
Yep.
And we've learned in our conscious community to just remind each other who we truly are from the inside out.
Yeah.
And JD, bless his heart, was always humble, immensely humble, and willing and self-effacing, to call himself on his stuff. It's rare that a man particularly is humble enough to let his ego take a hit and humble himself and be accountable like that. And your dad was always willing to go to that place. And I love him dearly for that. To be 70 and to realize that, we've done some good things in our life. We've brought good children, became good people in the world, and they are begetting their good babies. And we've been a part of that, part of the healing of that. It doesn't get better than that, Derek.
Yeah. That's
To be at a later stage of your life and look back and say, wow, I did something good.
yeah.
And JD can look back and say, both of them can look back and say, we did something good.
They can.
JD, you old fuck. You can edit this out if you want to.
Oh, that's staying in. That's staying in.
You old fuck, you beautiful old fuck. I'm so happy to know you and be friends with you and to be part of your life. My wife and I love you and Marianne very, very deeply. And you should have great joy and gratitude for creating this, that at this point in your life, you'd be the beneficiary of all the love that's coming your way. You deserve it, bro. I love you. Mignon loves you. Bless you.
Hi, JD. Wanted to wish you a happy birthday on your 70th. Boy, these numbers, they are creeping. We are creeping up, aren't we? I hope you get to do something really special for your birthday. And wanted to share with you a few of my memories, a few of my thoughts, and some qualities that I appreciate about you. So I don't know why, but I think it was your wedding year, 1976, when you and Marianne were in Pennsylvania. And I think that was my first meeting with you when you were in for your wedding, as I recall, and we went to see Animal House. For some reason, that just really sticks in my head. Nothing particular about it per se, but the first meeting. And some of the qualities that I really appreciate about you are your generosity in various capacities, whether it be in your community involvement, which I don't know how you have had the time to be, involved in everything you're involved in, your humanitarian actions and taking action for the things that you believe in, like, the home that you guys are hoping to be in real soon in Belize, and that setup of, sustainability and the environment, et cetera, and your adventurous spirit. I give you credit for having the confidence and the adventure to do these trips like you've done over the past years, like your river trip and the Grand Canyon, and those are the only ones that come to mind right now, but I'm sure there are others. And another thing that probably falls under the humanitarian part is your willingness to mentorship various people in your life. I remember the young man that I met, can't remember the details and where you were when I met him, somewhere in Denver probably, but that you just were to his wedding not too long ago, a couple of years maybe, but I remember him and your mentorship of Antonio and your willingness to be involved in his life, doing things that maybe, or giving him the opportunity to have experiences that he normally wouldn't have, like driving your brand new truck. You're crazy, but that's something I would never do. So great. Thank you for sharing that with him, and taking him to the dump to do shooting, and facilitating his opportunity to do the men's leadership that Boys to Men, I even forget officially what it was called, but the Boys to Men adventure in the Rockies, that was huge. And I probably wouldn't have gotten to do something like that had you not assisted with that opportunity. And another thing that I do appreciate about you is your willingness to tolerate the Kuzio clan, which can be challenging, and sit through how many holiday deals around the dining room table at my mom and dad's, and always supporting Marianne and her involvement with her family and visits to California frequently throughout the years. So those have been really special. And I think two last things I want to say. One thing is I really appreciate it, something that you gifted me, i.e. this shawl, years and years ago. I can't even remember when. I think from Peru. It was one of your business trips, probably to South America. And you brought this back for me, and at the time it was like, oh, that's really nice. Thanks, JD. But this shawl has traveled with me all over the world, really. So it's really special, and I really appreciate that. And it's comfy, it's soft, it goes with anything. It's a blanket, it's a shawl, it's a headgear, it's whatever. And probably the last thing is, I can't remember the context in when this actually came up. There's a lot I can't remember, it seems. The context in when this came up, but it was, the saying about it's not what you say, but how you make people feel. And I don't remember, one of my visits to one of your many homes over the years, I guess, and you said, hey, Tina, our home is your home. And that really touched me and has stayed with me for a long time. So I want to say thank you. And I want to say have the best birthday ever. We all love you and wish you a very happy birthday on your 70th year. See you later.
Hey, JD, I understand you got a birthday coming up soon and you're going to be 70. Another milestone, huh? Another speed limit. You're getting closer to me. So I hope this little chat finds you well. And knowing that it was your birthday and I was clued in by Mary Ann, I thought about the past and stuff. And the thing that I can remember most vividly, JD, is when I was out there with my family when they were young, and you and myself and Mikey took a day trip up into Rocky Mountain National Park, and I can remember all of that trip. It was a nice day, and I'm glad that you took the time to take us around and show us what Colorado really looks like. So I really appreciate that. And so anyways, enjoy your birthday and many more. Hang in there and keep on trucking.
One of the interesting things about us is I'm your niece, as you know, and I'm only 6 years younger than you. So it's been an interesting life with you because we both saw each other grow up. And that is unusual. I hear there's a picture that I haven't seen of you and me in the bathtub when we were both really little. And I would like to see that picture, but I don't think I have it. So if you guys have it, if you could send it my way, I would love to see it. So the story I wanted to tell is one that's very close to my heart, which is I was in Steamboat when Dad was, during a few days when Dad was very sick and he was in the hospital. Do you remember when he actually cored in the hospital? They had to resuscitate him, and then he had to be in the back in the ICU. But I had already scheduled to be gone, and he was stable by then, so I went. And you happened to visit him then, and he was so bitchy because I was gone, and he was so mad at me. Where is she? Why isn't she helping me? What the hell? And you said, stop it. Leave her alone. I don't know what words you used, but you told him to pull up his big boy pants, I guess, and to figure out how to take care of himself for a few days. He was in the hospital after all. It's not like he needed anything. And then I came in kind of feeling like, oh my God, I'm going to get yelled at. And Dad was so kind. And I'm like, Dad, what happened? What? Your attitude has changed. He said, well, John talked to me. And for the next few weeks, he was much kinder. And we only had a few more weeks together. So it made such a huge difference. It kind of makes me tear up now because we bonded more. We didn't have all that stress. He wasn't blaming me as much for his problems. And it was kind of amazing. So I love you. I thank you. And I wish you a wonderful 70th birthday and all the adventure that sounds like is coming with that.
Hi, JD. Happy birthday. And I love you. And I wanted to tell you, I've been thinking about you so much since Mary Ann said that we were going to do this. I have stories that just have been oozing out of my mind here because we have gone through a lot together, and good and bad. And the first story that I always think of is, I think it was your cousin when we were little, and he was babysitting us, and he locked us in a closet and didn't let us out until right before he thought your parents were coming home. And we were so scared and so upset, and he threatened us with our lives if we said anything, so we never did. I don't know if you ever did or not, but that was one of our first experiences where we had terror together. And we had so much fun though, all those years, and you were my best friend, that I know. And then when we were living in our house when I married Jeff, and that was different, as you know. We had that was quite the household. Anyway, I often think because you are one of the few people that knows. You knew my family, you knew everything about me as a child, and you knew my brother Barry. And there are so few people in my life now that knew any of them. And I shared more experiences with you, and especially Barry, the three of us in our crazy household that we had, with Tori and, I forgot that other guy, Lee. Oh, yes, Lee, which were good days and kind of very bizarre and probably not good days, but they were good because you were there. You made them fun. We had so much fun. And I miss seeing you all the time now, but our lives are filled with kids and grandkids, and that's wonderful. And I'm so glad that I can kind of be with you here on your big 70th birthday, and share it with you a little bit and tell you how much I love you. And I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day. And hopefully someday after all this craziness ends, we can get together again and hug each other, because that we haven't done for a long time either. And Phil wanted me to tell you happy birthday as well. But happy birthday, and I love you, JD. Bye-bye.
Hey, JD, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Rose and Mark here from sunny Las Vegas. But on this important and august occasion, I want to make sure to tell you what I've gained from our 55-year-long friendship, which is in and of itself an unusual thing. And in thinking about it today, I thought, what are the things that were true then that are still true now, and in what way they changed. And gosh, I realize that some of the stuff that is so golden to me about you, there were a lot of similarities between those two times. So the thing that was definitely always true was a sense of adventure, and always a sense of adventure attended by self-doubt. I can remember in 1966, you say, well, I can't do that. That's not the kind of a thing that I can do, and I'm going to look stupid if I do that. And when you will say that you're getting ready to take a rafting trip, or you say that you're getting ready to build something, you tell me about things that you're doing now. Sometimes you'll do that. You'll say, I'm totally out of my comfort zone on this. This is the sort of a thing that I just am no good at. But now, as then, you went ahead and did it anyway. And you were always willing to risk not only that failure, I guess, but also to be candid with your feelings about it. And that was at a time when peer pressure was what drove us. It was how we stacked up in the group, how we, all that constant jockeying for position, competitiveness, and a very risky occasional disclosing of emotion. So now I am the beneficiary of that peer pressure. The great amount of personal growth and discovery that I've this whole world of self-help that has opened up to me in the past last 20% of my life is due in great part to you, JD. And it has to do with the fact that all of these things that were outside your comfort zone that you spoke about so passionately and with such a great amount of heart and interest about being conscious, being loving, being vulnerable and available. Those are all real exemplary traits that it's pretty hard to imagine that we could have taken that much of a risk in those days. But it's the same feeling and it's the same example that I got from you that causes me to just be lit up every time you start talking about new acquaintances, new things that you've discovered, because there's something that I can use and there's something that I can benefit by, and it's but now it's always the component of being able to say I love you, and because I do. And I'm not even Italian. So yeah.
Tissues.
Yeah, the handy box. And the other thing that I realized, it is always infused in your case with a sense of magic. Whether it's the Lord of the Rings, I remember I just loved to go over to your place 35 years ago, and you've taken up that hobby of working on those little lead figures, where there's literature, movies, or even your description of somebody who you find to be really powerful in your life. It's always shot through with this feeling of that there's a legend afoot, that this is all part of a continuum and a story, and it's I can always hear your voice when I hear people talking about things in terms of the great campaign that they're on, because I could tell that that's the sort of thing that has always motivated you. And we've been on a campaign together, my friend, all this time. Happy birthday, amigo.
Happy birthday, JD.
All right. Hey, I am so pleased, JD, to be part of this birthday surprise for you. I mean, good Lord, do you realize we've known each other for 54 years? Holy moly. Lots of different things have gone on in those years. And we had a lot of fun even early on. I remember y'all came to San Francisco, and I picked you up at the Drake Hotel in my old brown 53 Chevy. We went over to Sausalito and dug this music over there at the Lion's Share. And I think we saw Planet of the Apes, too. See, we had a big social life then, didn't we, when you say? Anyway, buddy, we've had a couple of places where our lives have crossed in terms of our own experiences. All the time in Latin America, you had a lot more than me, but I had to struggle through being able to speak Spanish on stage. It's about as good as me being able to improvise anything here right now. But let's just get down to it. Years ago, you came up with the idea that the guys ought to get together for some kind of an open session. And we all went to the Sleepy Cat Guest Ranch in western Colorado and had a spectacular time. And then we did it again at Calwood. And we had fun doing all that. Anyway, and then you sponsored me to get into MKP, or sponsored my weekend, I should say, and it was pretty cool. Still think about it. My family didn't know what in the hell to make of it when I took off, you know. I've stopped worrying about them a long time ago. But, buddy, couple of trips you made to California that have been especially distinguishing. When Beth got married, you know, you came out and we had a little lunch and had a visit. That was fun. But do you remember in about 1971, I'm thinking, you and Dennis, whatever his last name was, came out and went past my folks' house, and I was doing a concert. That was the first concert I ever earned money at. I had two different days, and it was $15 total to be split between me and Jimmy Boersdorf. Anyway, we were itching to do all that. All of a sudden, you showed up right there, looking me in the eye. And then the next thing you know, I'm in Mexico City in the Anthropology Museum, looking at some dreadful thing, and I heard this voice say, "Oh, no!" I said, "That sounds familiar." Sure enough, it was JD. So see, we just keep bumping into each other in these strange and crazy places, and I suspect we will continue to, Anyway, 70 isn't a bad deal, People are always saying, what does it take to be 70? And I say, well, it takes being 69 to begin with, and then, counting the months down, and finally you get to the 12th month of 69, and you move right on over into 70. A frightening thing. But it doesn't have you freaked out, does it? I hope not. Oh, God. And you're staying fit. That's the other thing. I used to try to be fit, and you just beat me. I remember once you ran a marathon, and I ran about 2 miles down into it to catch up with you and run in with you at the end in Denver. That would have been 1981, 1980, somewhere in there. So, hey, buddy, you have yourself a great birthday. I'll try and catch up with you somewhere down the road. I am just rambling. I'm going to get right to it, pal. Be cool. Take care of yourself. And don't grow your hair too long.
Well, hello, JD. Yes, this is quite the experience. And just the fact that we have known each other for over 65 years and we're still pretty much on the same page, I think. Pretty much. And the fact that we are still on the same page is not only remarkable, it's also reassuring. It really is exceptional, the fact that that we're still have basically the same ideas that we've had throughout most of our lives. And I'm hoping that in the next couple of months or so, by this summertime, we're back to where we can see each other again. And I don't know, just go for walks, go out to dinner. Oh yeah, that's right. Happy birthday. And I hope you realize that the relationship that we've had for as long as we've had is priceless. I love you, JD. Be sure and take care of yourself.
Hi, JD.
Hi, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Really wonderful memories of, going way back almost 30 years and all the special times we've had with your family and going through the happiest of happy moments and some of the toughest times, but we've done it together.
Yeah,
and
you've always been there for us. So thank you so much for being such a special friend and being so supportive and thoughtful and kind.
Yeah, Ron was saying you were remembering about being in the hospital and JD.
Oh yeah, I drove myself to have an appendectomy, and JD came and picked me up from the after surgery and drove me home. Stopped at the drugstore to get a prescription, and took me home and got me all situated. It was so kind.
I think it would have been a long walk if I had to do that on my own. So, yeah, that's just one of many things that you have done over the years.
I remember when we went to Molokai and the kids were little and we were going there for Christmas. And, you know, there's nothing on the island of Molokai, especially way back then. And our luggage didn't show up. So that meant Santa wasn't going to come and see the kids in Hawaii. And I called Marianne and JD's, and JD was ready to just whatever we needed, he would take care of it. And I just wanted them to go check on the house because I didn't know if somebody got our luggage and knew our address and we were going to be gone. But anyway, there's just a zillion things that you've been there for, and fun things like playing spoons and you know, best wedding, and just lots of memories, lots of goodness. And you're not just a friend, you're family.
Yes.
And we love you so much.
Yes, we love you, and we want to wish you a very happy birthday and many, many, many more.
Yeah. Happy birthday, JD.
Happy birthday, JD.
Have a wonderful time.
I love you.
I love you.
You take care.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hi, JD. This is so awesome to have the opportunity to wish you a 70th birthday. I have such amazing memories of you. Every time I think of you, I think of your smile that can literally light up a room. You had the same twisted sense of humor that I did, and we played way too hard. I probably got you in more trouble than I should have, but you have always been a light in my world. You taught me what it was like to work hard and play hard, and we had a very special group at International, and you and Mo and the gang, and we can't forget PTB, Peter, and nobody can mimic Peter quite like you, JD, by saying, "Oh, Stell." So may he rest in peace, and may you have the happiest birthday ever. It's been a joy to literally watch your family grow up, and now you're a grandpa, and you're living an amazing life with a beautiful wife, children, and grandchildren. And I wish you nothing but love and joy and happiness, and I can't wait to see you in person. Peace.
Yeah, so these were the things that came to mind thinking about your dad. Number one, and I just mentioned it before we started this, is that your parents met in the Peace Corps. My parents met at a Young Republicans rally. I think it was for Nixon, of all people. So that kind of set the stage. And for me, your family was really kind of like, most of the people I knew were in this very conservative, evangelical kind of bubble. And it was really good for me to meet your family and interact with them. So a few things that came to mind, I don't know if you remember this, and I may have made this up because you can't trust your own memories, right? Was there a story about your dad like levitating at one point? Like, did he like levitate? Was that a real thing? Like that was?
I think there was at least in I think I might have made it up too. But I remember one time my parents saying that they were had went to or were going to a meditation retreat of some sort, and either someone there levitated or they levitated or someone knew someone that might have levitated at some point based on some sort of meditation. But I think I translated that into my head to like, oh yeah, my parents can levitate. It's no big deal.
They're like, they can levitate now. My mom just got back. She levitated at the store. It's just a single item. It's hard with bags. In high school, I don't think I ever told you this, but like because of that tale, and I think it was during the time you went to Argentina, I like tried meditation for a while. I was like, well, there's some validity here. I know someone who levitates. So like I would like sneak into my room and like light candles in the basement and stuff, and like just like, I think you do it this way. There's no books, there was really no internet. Like, what am I gonna get like an AOL group? Like, how do I levitate? Like, there was nothing to like really run off of. If I had rented books from the library, it would have scared my parents. So I just was like, just downstairs, kind of like trying to channel something, So That's a legacy of your dad.
I love it. Yep, that sounds about right.
and then I think another thing, Dad, just really thinking about the impact he had on me, and I know that it wasn't a ton of interaction, but those are such formative years, when you're around that. I had chosen my senior year to write a term paper, and this makes me cringe, about how Richard Nixon really wasn't that bad. It was a real
great topic.
I was pretty steeped in the talk radio thing there. But I did that, and your dad, who obviously had more knowledge about that era in history than a high school kid would have, was clearly did not agree with the thesis of my statement, but was so kind, was so respectful about it, and that left an impact on me even at the time. Like, I came out of a situation where, like, if you had a political dispute, you better come in with like a list of Facebook cancel culture kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, and he was just compassionate. He would listen to me, and I gleaned a lot from that. And I think that the last thing that really impacted me about your dad, particularly, is we would be hanging out in your backyard. We'd be doing ridiculous, who knows what kind of stuff. We were jumping around on the tramp or having arguments about, something dumb. And then we'd look up, and you had these kind of steps going down, and your dad had a chair there, and it's like he'd watch the sunset. This is like a literal thing that would happen. Like, it was like a Tommy Bahama commercial, or like he's sitting there, like, smoking a cigar, reading a book, watching the sunset, maybe even like a glass of wine. And I think that was like a big example. That wasn't like him trying to drill into us a philosophy about life. It wasn't him, lecturing us about what it meant to be an adult. I saw in him an adult who had made it, who was successful, who had this family, and still took these moments to relish creation, to relish beauty, and to take a moment and slow down in the midst of being a successful guy. He was a bank, turned out to be like a global banker, if I'm not mistaken. You guys went to Argentina. I think back about that kind of often, and the way that parenting comes through. As a dad now, JD, I think about the dads I was around and the example. I respect you, and I'm envious of where you've gotten, where you have this great relationship with your adult kids. You gave us all an example about not being so busy and trying to make a career and trying to make it work for your kids, that you still took time and you engaged. Even in that argument about Richard Nixon, you would still sit down and engage. You weren't dismissing me because I was a kid. You weren't too busy for the sunset. You lived this way, and your mom did too. That I think really played out in the uniqueness that I saw, both in Derek and Beth. Man, happy 70th birthday. I appreciate you. And again, I'm aspiring to get to whatever island you're living on now, Costa Rica, whatever, low footprint environmentalist home you have, whatever's going on with you. You guys weren't deferring your life, you were engaged in your life, or at least that's how I saw it as a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old. And I'm trying to do the same with my family. And man, happy birthday, and God bless you. And you guys are awesome. So
hi JD, happy birthday, number 70.
Happy birthday.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
What a momentous occasion. I was honored when Derek got in touch and said, like, would you be willing to put a message together for my dad? I said, absolutely. That's a heart from Nami. Just giving you a heart symbol. Congratulations. 70 is huge. It's, looking back on our years when Derek and I were growing up, I think I would like to convey thanks and gratitude for always being around, being a great dad. Now that I'm a dad myself, I see how hard it is, and it's no easy task. So kudos to you. You raised two amazing, wonderful, outstanding children. And I'm happy to say that we're still friends 35 years after we met, and a lot of that is due to good parenting from you and Marianne. So kudos to you guys. Thank you for the early morning trips to the rec center with Derek, for letting me come over to your house and sweat all over your basketball court and eat all of your food. Congratulations, 70 years. Looking forward to more great ones as your family expands. We've heard the great news from Derek. We're in California now. Our hope is to be in Colorado soon. So hopefully our next visit is just around the corner. Happy birthday. I hope it's a great one. And hopefully we'll see you soon. Happy birthday. Let's sing happy birthday. Let's do Korean. 생일 축하합니다. 생일 축하합니다. 사랑하는 JD의 생일 축하합니다. Yay! All the best.
One of the first things I remember about Uncle Jay is probably when I came home and just meeting him and Aunt Marianne. Him introducing me, welcoming me to the family, and just getting to know me, I guess you could say, since I was just new to the family. I just know I always loved going skiing with Uncle JD, because he would be a person who would go on, the more advanced hills with me, and he's the one who taught me to ski. I would go with him and Aunt Marianne. Aunt Marianne would go on like the green ones, and I'd go on like the harder blue ones and black ones. He took me on my first like black diamond, and I was scared like crazy, but like he was there, so I felt like safe. I felt like I didn't have to worry about nothing. If I fell, I wouldn't just be out there all by myself, but just getting to ski with him, and then always eating in the cafeteria. It was freezing cold outside, just coming in having hot chocolate. That's probably one of the all-time things I miss doing. I love doing that with Uncle JD, going skiing, just talking to him on the ski lifts. The one time that he got mad at me because I jumped off the ski lift because I missed getting off, and I thought, I didn't want to go back down, because how it circles around. So I just jumped off of it while I was already up in the sky, up in the air, and I just hauled myself off of it. And then Uncle JD he wasn't upset, but he was just scared because I'm just jumping off of this high ass ski lift thing, and just him getting a little upset with me about that. But it was funny because I know he just did it because he cared. It scared him. He wasn't expecting me to do that. But just going on all these different hills and stuff, just getting to enjoy it, and just spending time with him skiing. Those are memories I love and will always remember and hope. I describe Uncle JD as sometimes quite serious, and kind of more like a businessman, but at the same time he has a goofy side to him, and just a man who likes to listen to podcasts and just hates rap. Does not like rap and likes podcasts, and just someone who you just can talk to about just kind of your future, and just getting to just see what kind of figure out what your plans are. I've talked to him about kind of just my future and goals like that and stuff like that, and just kind of a trustworthy person that you can talk to and you won't feel judgment, and feel like you'll get real advice back, and real, even if it's some tough love criticism or tough love advice, it's still helpful.
Any weird habits Uncle JD has that you can think of?
Yeah, he loves to chew ice. He's the one who got me to start to chew ice. He'd always do it whenever when we would watch Game of Thrones or just watch some sports together, watch a movie or with Marianne and him. He'd always chew ice. Even when we'd go to movie theaters, he'd just get he'd buy a cup and just fill it with ice and just chew it. Sometimes wouldn't even get a drink, and that kind of got me into the habit of chewing ice. Whenever I'm there, I'm always chewing ice. And then his podcast, just loves podcasts. I don't know how. I can't listen to that. It's just too. it's too boring for me. But something about it, he just loves it, and he always plays it. And it's funny because sometimes while I'm listening to it, he just makes comments on the podcast. I'm not really paying attention, but I'll randomly just will say something. I'm like, what are you even talking about? It's just commenting on the podcast. But the ice thing is something that I remember because he's constantly chewing ice, just constantly. When he's working, when he's at the table, when he's watching something, when he's reading the newspaper, just always loving to chew ice. So, I love how he just randomly, like, it's like sometimes it's like the most random things he says, and I don't know, I just find it like so funny because it's like just so random that like sometimes makes no sense, and like it just like cracks me up. But I do know that sometimes you would just randomly say these like random things, and I just like start laughing about it. And I was half the time I don't even know what, like, really, it made no sense to me, but it was just kind of that weird, and it just was like funny. It made no sense, and I was like, I don't even know why I'm laughing. It was like those dad jokes that like are funny. They shouldn't be funny because they're just like dad jokes, but they're like kind of like hysterical like that. I just want to say happy birthday, Uncle JD. I love you. I'm so thankful for everything you've done for me. Hopefully I can come see you soon, and hopefully we can go skiing soon sometime in the near future. Who knows when, but hopefully soon. And I'm just thankful for all the opportunities you've given me, and all the advice you've given me, and all the talks we've had, and all the adventures we've had. From skiing to the river trip to hiking. I'm thankful to have you in my life, and I'm thankful that that you have given me opportunities and just been there for me. And you check up on me, and I appreciate it so much. I love you, and I'm so thankful that you welcome me with open arms. And happy birthday. Happy 7th birthday.
Hi, JD. Happy birthday. I just want to let you know that I am so absolutely grateful for you, and just grateful to have had this past year with you. It's been quite an incredible, epic time, but I'm so grateful that we had you close by, you and Marianne close by, and just so grateful for all the time that that the boys got to spend with you because of that. I think if I were going to come up with some characteristics that I think of when I think of you, JD, I would probably say that you are a very thoughtful person, very loving, very kind of like intentional, and I definitely see that when I think of you. I actually think a lot about your relationship with the boys, and just how much just how incredible you are with them, and how much they are just infatuated with you. I think it might be appropriate for me to use the word obsessed when I talk about how Jack feels about you. I don't know if I thought a little kid could be that obsessed with one person, but he spends most of his day talking about Pop Pop, and that's the days that he's not with you. And Shay talks about, I love listening to how Shay always talks about how his Pop Pop can fix anything. That's a big kind of important thing for him. He's always saying like, oh, my Pop Pop can fix anything. He's the fixer. But I think they both definitely look up to you. And I definitely look up to you too. I'm really grateful for the role that you have played in my life, and in my and Beth's life. I think I'm definitely grateful for the way that even prior to you guys being here in Salt Lake this year, just the way that I've had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with you guys ever since Beth and I moved to Utah. Being this close to Colorado, I think gave us the opportunity to really be connected with you guys and in person with you guys a lot, and that's been really meaningful. Yeah, and I think it's been really significant for me to have a relationship with you, and to have you as like a father figure in my life ever since I lost my dad too. So I want to thank you for that, and I just want to tell you that I love you, and happy birthday.
Hi JD, happy birthday. Happy 70th birthday. I'm so happy to celebrate you on your special day. You're a great dad, and a generous, kind father-in-law, and you're so loved by your grandkids. I'm so thankful for you. Have a wonderful birthday.
Hi, JD. Happy 70th birthday. Wanted to send you a little video message. I hope that this new decade of life you are about to embark on is the best yet. I would say you're starting it off in a pretty good spot. You've got a new house in Belize. You're building a new house in Salida. You've got a new grandchild on the way. So, and we're just about to be out, hopefully, of this crazy past year, 2020, with COVID and this pandemic. Finally, some light at the end of the tunnel. So, wishing you all the best as you embark on this new life stage. I guess we have known each other now since 2014, and I remember meeting for the first time in Denver just shortly after Derek and I started dating. And, you know, in true Longwell fashion, we had Indian buffet for lunch, I think, and then went to the Botanic Gardens and then had Thai food for dinner. So lots of eating involved, which is totally normal for us. But yeah, that was back in 2014, and since then, I feel like we have made lots of memories together. We have spent, you know, countless weekends between Salida and Denver and Salt Lake City. We have traveled together, cruised, taken cruises, traveled to Belize, explored Belize together. So lots and lots of good memories packed into these 7+ years. And I'm sure lots and lots more to come. So just wanted to say thank you for raising 2 amazing, awesome kids. You know, I can totally see that Derek gets a lot of who he is from you. You guys both share the same passion for adventure, for travel and exploration, you know, love of other cultures, which is just awesome. So thank you for that. Thank you for making me feel like I have been a part of your family from day one. From the beginning, you have welcomed me, made me feel, you know, like I was family from the get-go. And you've always made sure to tell that to me as well over the years. So thank you for that. Thank you for your sense of humor always, your willingness to pass on and teach me the ways of gardening, your love of gardening. Thank you for your easygoingness and for always being willing to listen and offer advice to me and Derek. So thank you for that. So all in all, I hope this next decade is fantastic for you. Super happy to be a part of it. Super happy to be a part of this family. And I hope this is one of the best birthdays yet. And love you and can't wait to see you soon.
Well, Dad, I honestly don't know how much I can say before I start crying, but There are so many things, so many things that come to mind when I think of what's been meaningful to me through my life that you've given me and taught me. Okay, I'm going to start with the little things, just random things that come to mind. I always remember you when I was a kid drawing faces in the newspaper and just sitting at the table eating my breakfast cereal while you always like had very like nice pens. I feel like you like a nice pen. So you would have like a good pen and you would be like always drawing like on a face in the newspaper. You would draw like glasses, you would draw a mustache, you draw like a goatee. You would just make these like really funny little people from the paper pictures. And I just loved that. I remember you always calling me Beth Ellen when most people just called me Beth. And Face. You called me Face. And those things meant a lot to me to have that special nickname from you. Something that I think about when I think of you, Dad, is that I don't have to talk when I'm around you. We can sit with a quietness and not feel pressure to talk or to fill the space. And because of that, our conversations have been incredibly deep. Like I don't think I've ever had as deep conversations sometimes as I've had with you. Because it feels like, well, we're not always chatting. We don't like call each other on the phone and chit chat for hours. But I always know that if I need to talk to you about something, no matter how hard of a topic it is, and we've had some really hard conversations, doesn't matter, that you'll always say yes and you'll always make yourself available to go there and go deep. One really special time that comes to mind, Dad, that I feel like kind of exemplifies you being there when I needed you the most, one of many times, is when I had Shay almost 5 years ago, and things went so differently than planned with my birth. And I just remember you showing up at the exact right moment, when I was transferred to the hospital and about to go to the OR for C-section, and in walked Dad, who had just been driving for 9 hours to get there. And I just remember you coming over to the bed and just giving me a hug, and I just knew that it was going to be okay, and that you were there right when I needed you. And then I remember after Shay was born and he was in the NICU, just that you got to come in and see him, and the connection that I felt between you immediately and the love that I felt radiating from you towards Shay was just really amazing and beautiful. Okay, I'm going to try to reel it in here for the last minute. Now that I'm bawling, and you're probably bawling. A couple of things. I mean, I can't thank you enough for introducing travel into my life. I can't thank you enough for your financial support through the years. Like, that's made my life manageable. It's made my life be what it is the support that you and Mom have given, not only emotionally, but logistically, financially. I know I can always count on you guys when I need something and need support. Something I remember is when I got into Berkeley and showed up there for my initial week of getting orientation and stuff. I remember we went to some person that worked at Berkeley in the admissions department or something and had a meeting with them. And they alluded to that if they didn't think I should be there, they asked me some music theory questions that I didn't know the answer to. What are the notes in an A sharp diminished chord? And I was like, I have no idea. And they were like, I don't think you should be here. I don't think you should be at the school. And I just remember you just being like, oh no, 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 no. We are here. We have traveled across the country. We are here. She's been admitted. We're staying here. And just that my experience at Berkeley set the course of my life. You know, it's made me the person I am. It's given me my career. And yeah, I have you to thank for that. A special memory that I have about you, Dad, is that you are, I think, the very first person who ever taught me anything on guitar. And you taught me a few chords, and I remember that one of the first songs that I remember you teaching me, or that you also like to play a lot, was Don't Think Twice by Bob Dylan. And that song has always held a really, really special place in my heart because of that. And I wanted to share a little bit of that with you today. So here we go. Well, it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know by now. It ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, it don't matter anyhow. When your rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on. Don't think twice, it's alright. So Dad, in honor of your birthday, I decided to adapt it a little bit and write a couple verses of my own. Of all the dads in this whole wide world, you're the one made for me. We've had good times and bad times and happy and sad times, times that felt just in between. As time goes on, with each passing day, it feels more and more like it's time to say, you're the best I could have asked for any day. With you and me, Dad, it's alright. You taught me how to be honest and be kind to all I meet. You've got good jokes and bad jokes and real corny dad jokes. Without you, life would be incomplete. As you take another trip around the sun, remember how you've made my life just so much fun. When it comes to dads, well, you're my favorite one. With you and me, Dad, it's alright. With you and me, Dad, it's alright. With you and me, Dad, it's alright. Love you, Dad.
Yeah, that's great. Jackie, can you say Papa?
Baba.
Who's your favorite?
Baba.
Yeah.
You want to say happy birthday?
Baba. Baba.
Yeah, say I love you.
Baba.
Yeah. Do you love Papa? Do you love wrestling with Papa and tackling him? Yeah. Do you love making him laugh and giving him hugs? Yeah, you do. Okay. Say bye-bye, Papa.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Daddy.
Bye.
Daddy.
Say love you, Papa.
Bye-bye, Papa.
Can you tell me what you love about Papa?
I love a taco. tackling him.
Tackling him?
Yep.
Does he make you laugh when you do that?
Actually, he just is like, ho, ho. That's what makes me the pop up.
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
So, JD, it's my turn. And where do I start with wishing you a happy 70th birthday? When we have been celebrating birthdays together for a long time. I've been recording with your friends and family, and it has just opened my heart so much towards you to hear all the love that friends and family have towards you and ways you've impacted them and ways you've cheered them up and supported them and been there for them. And it's just been a stunning experience to participate in Beth and Derek's idea to make you a birthday video. And it was a stretch for me to learn IT enough to be able to help with this. And I'm thinking today, you're driving back from Poncha Springs, and it's my chance to film this when you're not in the other room, and I don't have to put the sound machine on. And I, of course, just am really happy for you and for us that we get to celebrate another birthday together. And I thought I wanted to share something. Let's see if it picks up the sound.
Here I am back with Creole Belle. My Creole Belle, I love her well. My darling baby, my Creole Belle, my Creole Belle, I love her well. My darling baby, my Creole
This one might make me cry.
My Creole Belle, I love her well. I love her more. Anyone can tell when stars shine. I'll call her mine. My darling baby, my Creole Belle.
So, for those of you who don't know, that was my first love song anybody ever sang to me. And JD, that was a stunning gift, back in the day. So we've had a lot of journey together, starting in Belize, and gosh, on and on it goes, from travels in the country, out of the country, lots of adventures, lots of friends, a lot of growing that we have done together. And I'm so grateful for my life with you and all the growing that we've done. And, when I think about my mission in my life, wanting to have a family, wanting to create a place where our family, us, and our children would feel welcome and safe and accepted and free to be themselves. And then Derek and Beth came along, and we worked at that, and we're still working at that. And now with grandbabies, which has been an amazing experience in Utah, hasn't it? To be able to be here and just be with little ones who are present and loving and unconditional and so much fun. And another one on the way. There's lots in store for us. And soon, most recent chapter, downsizing and having the ability to lock the door and head on down to Belize and go full circle, right? Just really makes me happy, and quite happy that I'm sharing it with you. Wouldn't have it any other way. So I wish you a happy, 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 and look forward to many more together. All right. Love you.
Marianne, the picture went away. Marianne!
Marianne, can you hear the guy? Okay, then cut that part out.
Do you want to wish him happy birthday?
No.
It went black, yep.
Are we black now?
On my screen.
Oh, goodness.
How about your screen?
Jackie, can you say pop pop?
Bye.
Oh, we're on?
We are on.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you ready? Is it on?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Baba.
Love you.
Love you.
Happy birthday.
Baba. Happy birthday. Baba.
Hi. This is Kathleen. You know who I am.
I wish JD a happy birthday.
Who, JR?
No, Mabel, JD.
I guess that's it.